Evening, good afternoons. I'm in Atlanta, so it's only 3 p.m. So I know it's about 8 p.m. over in the UK. So the first live I tried to do didn't connect, so I'm starting all over again. So I start literally from scratch. So I wanted to talk to you guys about one tiny little thing that I've been able to add or implement in my life that's catapulted my results. So when I keep talking about results, I'm talking about my productivity has increased, which has led to greater results, which has ultimately led to increase in my income. So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm not by the laptop, so I can't really see what you're typing. So if you can hear me, let me know. I look forward to connecting with some of you guys. Let me know if you are online so I can say hi. And we'll wait for a few more people to come on so I can talk to you about the one tiny little thing that I've been able to do over the last couple of years that's increased my income at least 3 times over. Now, many of you would have read what I wrote, and it sounds like an ultimate get rich quick scheme. It sounds like you guys wanted to make a lot of money. That's why you logged onto this. Now, you're not going to become a millionaire overnight. That wasn't my intention. I just wanted to grab your attention by saying this specific thing has increased my income. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Let me know, the guys in the comment section, let me know if you're looking to increase your income over the next 12 months. And if you want to know the one small thing, it's not an easy thing, but it's the one small thing that you've got to do in 2020 that's going to significantly boost your income. So do me a favor, write 1 or 2 things in the comment box. Let me know that you can hear me. In fact, I want you guys to 3x your income. So I want you to write 3x or x3 if you can actually hear me. And I'm going to show you the one thing that I discovered. I think it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I tried this small tiny thing, and it completely changed how I did everything. How I did business, how I did with my relationships, how I did with my communication, how I did with every single thing. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what it is. So I'm actually in a car park. I went to get my feet done, as you should do. For you men that haven't had your feet done in a long time, disgusting. So I went to get my feet done. We were running really late, so we weren't even able to get back to the hotel or the apartment. So I'm literally in the car. There's a big massive car that's pulled up next to me. The engine's roaring. So if you guys can't hear me, let me know. X3, 3x, X3, 3x. I want to show you what you can do to implement, what you can implement that can increase your income. It's not about property. Now, I know I preach about property and service accommodation and deal packaging and rent to rent, and I talk property, but I'm going to show you what's allowed me to achieve some results in property, what's allowed me to increase my income, what's allowed me to increase every single thing around me. So let's get straight into it. I want to talk to you guys about the psychology of the mind. I want to talk to you about the one tiny thing that's stopping you from actually achieving the results. And most of the time it's because, and I'm going to be completely honest, and you guys know I'm terribly honest when it comes down to Facebook Lives, the issue that most of you are having and why you're not achieving the results you want to achieve, can I be completely honest, it's because you chat shit. Now, I know it's supposed to be PG and I'm supposed to be really nice. The fact is, most people don't achieve 1% of what they want to achieve because they spend more time chatting shit than actually doing the actual work. That's the big problem. Now, I don't blame you for this. As you start to understand the mind, as you start to read things regarding the psychology of why we take action, the psychology of why some people are successful and why some people are not successful, you start to understand that there's a differentiation between the people that actually carry out the task and the people that spend more time talking. So most of us in here, let me know in the comment section who's got big, massive goals that they want to achieve. Who's had the same goals from last year or the year before and they still haven't achieved it? Why is it? Because you've spent more time talking than actually carrying out the task. And I get it, because there's a little barrier. Once you start to understand the mind, there's a little barrier that stops us from pushing outside of our comfort zone. Your brain says, hey, listen, young man, young lady, I know you want to take over the world. I know you desire to be the best sourcer or the biggest service accommodation operator in the country. I know you desire to run the entire country. However, young man, I cannot permit you to do so, because by stepping outside of your comfort zone, all that's going to happen is you're going to get sweaty palms, your eyes are going to dilate, you start sweating and you start feeling uncomfortable, and your brain ultimately is there to protect you. That's why we find it terribly hard to push outside of our comfort zone. One thing that I discovered 3 years ago, and before I explain it, this is what happened for me. I needed to write my book. This was a book that I released a couple of years back. It was called 6 Zeros Before 30, How to Make £1 Million Before 30. And it was a book for 16-year-olds up until 30 with 16 different business ideas that they could implement that could cause them to make £1 million before 30. I was spending a lot of time, like people do, chatting shit, pretending to be busy, talking about all this rubbish. Hey guys, I'm going to write a book. Hey guys, I'm going to do this. Spending more time chatting rubbish than actually doing the book. So I came up with an idea. I said, do you know what, TJ? You chat a lot of shit. How about you do something that most people don't do? Put your money where your mouth is. And that's exactly what I did. So I decided to put a wager on myself. You've got to understand why this worked for me. Because every single person here, we're all business people. So we're all in the business of trying to make money. So what I did was I took £3,000 out cash and I went on Facebook and I said, hey, every single person that wants to win £3,000, comment. And I had hundreds of people that commented. And I said, listen, if I don't complete this book in the next 3 months, I will give away £3,000 to one of the 200 people that have commented on here. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? 6 days, 5 days before the deadline, I completed the book, published the book, started selling the book. Why? But I'd been deliberating on this book for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months because there was nothing on the line. The point I'm trying to say is if you want something to happen, and you've got to put something on the line. The issue is there are no consequences to us failing or not taking action. So most of the time you want to do something. And when you achieve it, guess what? You treat yourself. You say, hey, I'm going to go on a holiday. Hey, I'm going to buy this. Hey, I'm going to treat myself. Hey, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to do this. But what happens when you don't actually carry out what your big mouth said you were going to do? Why are there not consequences for inaction? So what I did was I took £3,000 and I put it on the line and I said, hey, listen, if I carry on chatting shit and I don't pursue my goals and I don't do what I'm claiming I'm capable of doing, then guess what? I'm going to give away £3,000. I've seen the same thing happen with young Kabir. Kabir set himself some crazy goals. In my opinion, they're absolutely crazy goals. And he didn't hit one of the goals and there were consequences. And you've got to understand how your mind works. Your mind doesn't want you to be in pain. So at that point, this is where you reverse the motivation because naturally we're not motivated. I've heard someone say motivation is like showering. We need it every single day. So you've got to find something a bit deeper than motivation. And the thing that's deeper than motivation is actually pain. So what you then say to yourself is, hey, listen, I'm this big bad entrepreneur that claims that I'm going to set this goal and I'm going to achieve this goal and I'm going to post on Facebook to say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to achieve. But there are no consequences for me actually not doing it. So guess what happens? You don't do it. The issue is our goals are not immediate goals. And that's why they're future goals. And that's why we get away with being lazy ass people, because if we don't achieve them, all that's going to happen is you move on to the next goal or no one calls you accountable and you don't lose anything. Therefore, there's no motivation. There's nothing that's pushing you to get to the next level. I'm challenging every single person. If you are serious about achieving your goals in 2020, if you're serious about seeing a significant return, take something that's important to you. Take something that you hold dear to you. And the best one and the most effective thing that's dear to you is money. Because we go to work, we spend 60-70% of our week chasing money. So imagine you still chatting shit on Facebook. Hey, I'm going to be a sourcer. Hey, I'm going to start my property business. Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, I'm going to start this business. And then you put money on the line. How do you think you're going to react? How do you think your spouse is going to react to you putting money on the line to say, hey, I'm putting £2,000 down, babe. And if I don't achieve my goal, I'm going to give this money to someone. Now, there are certain caveats, and I've been practicing this for a while. You cannot give that money to charity. You cannot say, I'm putting £2,000 on the line, and if I don't achieve my goal, I'm going to give it to a charity, because it's still self-serving. So if you lose your £2,000, it still goes to a great cause. You've got to find a random person, maybe an undeserving person, and you say, hey, listen, this is the goal that I want to achieve. If I don't achieve it, I don't like you. You're probably my enemy. Let me give you some money. And guess what that does for you? It starts working deep within your soul. Your brain starts to fully function and you say, no matter what happens, I've got to achieve this goal. Look, people that achieve stuff in this life do things completely different to everyone else. And the one thing that they do compared to everyone else is they carry on taking action and action and action. But I start to understand that it's difficult to carry on taking action because your brain stops you from doing it. Your mind protects you from exertion, from doing anything that's beyond what it was created for. Your brain's designed for just simply food digestion, sending blood around your body, and to keep you comfortable and to regulate emotion, to regulate blood flow, to regulate chemicals flowing around your body. But every time you want to step out of your comfort zone, your brain automatically checks you and say, hey, that's not what I was designed for. So the only thing you can do is find external motivation, and the external motivation is put some money up. If you've got a goal, let me know. In fact, if you guys want to be challenged, let me know what your goals are right now. You don't need to think about it. You know what the goals you want to achieve in property are and in business. Write them right here. Write them right here, and then put a wager. You can do that anytime later. Put a wager up and say, hey, do you know what? This is the goal I've wanted to achieve in 2019, in 2018. And do you know what? I was chatting a lot of crap. Let me try this instead. And that's what I did. So every single thing that I wanted to do, I've put money on top of it. I've put money on it, and I've said, hey, do you know what? This specific goal is this massive. It's going to have this impact. I really need to do it. But it's so difficult that my body and my soul and my mind is stopping me from doing it. So do you know what? Here's £10,000. I've put £10,000 on this specific thing. I've put £100 on something else. You put something that you cannot, or you're not willing to lose out. So no one here that's listening can afford or is willing to lose £1,000. It's got to be something that stretches you. It's got to be something that makes you feel so deep and disappointed in yourself if you've got to give away £1,000 of your money because you just didn't push yourself. Enough of this, I'm going to motivate myself, and enough of this self-development malarkey that many of us don't actually carry out. This is the self-development that you need. This is the next level that you need. And you've got to accept that your body, your mind, your soul is just not there or powerful enough to cause you to take action. It has to be something you deeply care about. And what you care about is people judging you. That's the truth. We care about people judging us. We care about ourselves judging ourselves. And we care about looking like idiots to ourselves because we've got to live with ourselves. So in fact, write your goals down. Put a price on that goal. Put a price on the goal and say, hey, if I don't accomplish this goal by this specific date and time, then this consequence is going to happen. So what Kabir did, which I find it extremely funny, and in my opinion, I knew he was going to lose. Not because, listen, this guy's super talented and well done to him, but he set himself a crazy goal. And I was laughing saying, well, young man, you're saying if you don't sell 2 deals in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to shave my head bald. And I was laughing thinking, you absolute lunatic. But guess what happened in that period of time? He worked the hardest he's ever worked. He networked, he spoke to people, he communicated with people. All of my clients are doing exactly the same thing. Put something on the line, and then you'll see how the game changes for you. And I want to hear about you guys. I want to hear about the goals that you're setting. I want to hear about how much you're putting on the line, because what some of you are going to do is you're going to cheat. You're going to put £100 on the line. Hey, no one cares if they lose £100. Put something. So whatever figure comes to your mind initially, double it. So if you say I'm going to put £1,000 down, find £2,000, double it. And guess what? I guarantee you're going to see some results. Guys, I'm going back to, I'm in Atlanta, by the way, guys. So just to give you a heads up, as I said, I'm looking at my work/holiday. Any questions for me, people? Otherwise, I hope it makes sense. I want to keep this nice and short, and I will be catching you guys soon. Feel free to jump in my DM. If you guys are looking for service accommodation or deal packaging training, hit me up. Let's get you rocking and rolling. Enough of these excuses. 2020's been and gone. I'm working on 2021 right now, and that's where you guys should be. I will catch you soon. My hair is a mess, but it don't matter. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.